All right, everybody. Good morning. It's morning coffee time, and I am streaming Satisfactory as usual. Um, I've made some improvements to my heavy modular frame factory that doesn't seem to want to get up to speed because I can't seem to load balance the screw delivery here. It's been running for several hours, and the screws just do not want to load balance on the input. I can't seem to get 70 steel beams distributed to them quickly enough to keep us in business. But at the same time, well, you know what? It might be right at the tipping point. Let's see. These, and I'm about to delete it and put in a new one that has a different distribution. Let's see if the load balancing has improved. All right, yes, so this one has already backed up. That's perfect. And it's only been, what, like 4 hours of game time. Yeah, so we can't accept any more steel beams. These guys down at the end of the line have been, whoa, you've got 48 now? Why, you've got 200. You've got, wait, everybody's doing fine. Why? Okay, so what's the holdup then? Maybe it wasn't the screw distribution that was causing us problems. Maybe, is it the plates? Are we hung up for plates now that we've got our screws sorted? Did we just see what the weak link was? Why is this not at 450 like it's supposed to be? All right, let's follow you guys down. Okay, Mark 4. Mark 4. And we've checked these belt speeds ad nauseum. I don't think that's it, because that's not what's bad. It's production. It's production that's not providing. Okay, so why? Where's the smelters at? Why are you guys not doing your thing? Your egress is jammed. Why is your egress jammed? Okay. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, something really bad is happening. Aha. You have a Mark II belt where you're supposed to have a Mark IV. Alright. And does that solve our little problem? I'm going to map this thing to my 0 button. Ah, it's not the 0 button. Because I'm making so many of them. No, hold on. I'm not even in my own chat room, am I? There, now I am. Okay. Okay, so boom. Alright, now we finally have something close to the desired output, all because of that little 1 Mark II thingy that was in the way. So I'm going to go fix that on the blueprint designer. Yeah, I knew that was a problem a long time ago, but the screws were such a huge problem I couldn't even troubleshoot it properly. me save this. I wonder with all these changes we've made, what that's gonna, when I go to print the new one, because I have not copied those changes. Now that we've got these screws load balanced, I don't know if I want to suffer through watching them try to load balance again, but I don't mean we have to. We have a factory that performs very poorly out of the box when we lay out the blueprint. It's looking good from here, though. Let's see what the actual speeds are. Still only showing 6 minutes on modular frames, although any change would take maybe 20 minutes to progress this far down the line. Would I be happy if I saw 2 of these screw lines doing 700 a minute, and they're not. I think these 2 need to be at like 625 each. These 2 need to be at 700, and these 2 need to be at like 490. So everybody's coming in way under where they're supposed to be, but they're getting closer. The concrete is supposed to be flowing at about, I think it's closer to 400. Yeah, 384. And where is it getting hung up at? It seems like it's having a hard time stuffing itself into this upper thingy. What is that? That's a Mark IV. That's Mark IV. Why is it struggling then? Where's the jam up at? Is it on this end? No, that's Mark IV. Also Mark IV. Where's the holdup, boys? Alright, so the holdup is steel ingots are not flowing fast enough. That's not even a problem that I can fix, is it? But like just barely not fast enough. And they're not going to on a Mark I, are they? Okay, wait, I just made a change. I made a change. What was it? No, I didn't. Okay, so did I just make it? Maybe I need to watch my own video. No, I checked everything and it was fine, right? And that needs to be Mark II. That needs to be Mark II. Everybody needs to be Mark II, but I think they're not Mark II down below. That's just a double, right? Yeah. Okay, that's Mark II, that's Mark II, that's Mark II, that's Mark II, that's Who else is not getting? Okay, you're getting the steel. You guys are definitely supplied, so it's just a little two-way over there that needs the Mark II inputs up top. And that thing is here. Alright, so what other optimizations are required at this point? I'm getting much closer to the expected number of everything. I'm supposed to have 50 of these, and reinforced iron plates are not Mark 1, they are Mark 2 all the way. We are making 37.5 times 2, which is 75. Yeah, 75 a minute. I better go fix that at the blueprint because that has led me astray in some of my troubleshooting. So 75 plates, 50 modular frames. See if we're getting any closer to our goals over here as far as production output. Stubborn screw lines, man. They really don't want to ever reach 700, do they? I wonder what everybody's big freaking hang up is this time. You know what? My concrete is still not flowing properly, so what's up with that? We're backed up. Oh, we never did check and see if the steel was even coming in properly, even though we fixed the distribution. Steel is coming in at 443, but we need 519. But it's hung up on the intake, so it's not even taking it fast enough. Why is it not taking it fast enough? Okay, so Mark 5. I'm going to improve that. Mark 5. Alright, so you come here, and on a Mark 3, Alright, so this is fine. It's obviously working great. It's been at 100% forever. So that is not our problem. Who's not taking their fair share off the line, guys? Alright, so we come on over to here. Still looking at the steel. It's painted the wrong color. And this cluster here wants 90 times 4. Why am I so stumped? Between 90 times 4, 18 plus 18, 360. It wants 360. That is Mark 4 territory. And all of that needs to pass through here. So, and that's what? That's Mark freaking 1? Okay, that would never work. No wonder. Okay, is that going to solve the problem? Oh wait, that's only a 2 cluster anyway. So Mark 3 would have been fine. Because we're only getting 180 in there, not twice that. So now the final issue is going to be, what is your freaking problem, bro? Nothing. I think that was it. So how are we doing now? Better go fix that over here real quick because I'm going to forget. It's over here on this end. Yep. It's this guy right here. That's right, we found out that that one was fine. Is the concrete going to distribute okay now? It has every reason to. I think we have to print a new one, unfortunately, and give up all of our load balancing progress. Well, see if we made any progress other than just sit there and wait it out. This is the usual. Alright, so how are all of our belt speeds doing? Much closer on every front. But we're not there yet. Why? Well, we're gonna have to start from scratch. All of our little fixes. Oh, that's right. This is really hard to place because it's huge and it doesn't anchor to anything cool. I should have timed this. Okay, so it's connected to power. It's still drawing, almost certainly, yeah. Still about 40 seconds out. Of course, I do need to straighten out steel production because we're still not have 600 available. And let's see, we need Mark 5 here. All right. So what are we outputting right here? All right, definitely enough going into the line for a change. I wonder how that's going to affect our heavy modular frames, or if it's, I don't know if the change has even hit. Yeah, well, we're got more steel than we can take right now, so that's good. And that may make a big change in our screw distribution. Yeah, 220. Still pretty low output, but concrete is almost immediately up to speed, and that's fantastic. Much better than the previous runs. Obviously, our fixes were effective. The screws are piling up pretty effectively. plates are going nowhere. What's going on? They're still ramping, I guess. Looks like they're being constricted on the intake. Somebody's not getting what they need to continue the process. Probably. Let's... Okay. Okay, we're good on screws. We're good on everything here. Yeah, we're getting the deliveries we need here. Getting what we need here, very good. So the iron plates are healthy right out the gate, and we never had that before. And they are up to speed, very nice. Manufacturer steel lines are jammed up because we don't have any modular frames yet. And here come the modular frames to save the day. Gonna need like 10 of them before we can make anything with them though. Alright, we should see those other screw lines moving shortly. Still not seeing the quantities I need, but we're much closer. .6 minutes. So in our previous test at 7.5 minutes we had, of course I didn't start the timer immediately, so it was probably like 15 seconds in the middle that we're not even seeing on the clock. There we go. Wow, that's a big improvement in time. It looks like we had about a 1 minute decrease in the time it takes to make the first heavy modular frame. Still below target on speed for the screws though, and I don't know. I need to check the steel beam distribution in just a second. And we're up to speed on the modular frames. Kind of see why everybody hates screws so much, though. So how's the steel distribution down here to the screw constructors? No, he's not getting much. But he's got what he needs, I guess, for now. Is he going to get another one? No, just, oh wow, that was close. Close, but not seamless. Wow, this side is really smudged. No wonder I can't see. at 88% because of steel beam distribution. So we're at 88%. You're at 87%. How about you guys? 98. And I'm sure we're overfilling these guys just a little bit. Just a tiny amount, tiny, very annoying amount that's going to take several hours to even up. I'm going to think really hard about a solution for that. It's probably not going to come to me right away. Because when I did the math, now, the only thing I could really do, like a silver bullet for that situation, would be to overproduce the steel beams. We're already in. I wonder if that would do it. Because the manufacturer guys are perfectly at speed. And the 625 guys are not far. They're very close. It's the 2700 guys that are not getting a proper amount of beams. So I'm going to try one thing. I'm going to seed them and see if that works. Wait, it's one floor up. Here you go. Have a fat stack on the house. You have a fat stack on the house. You have a fat stack on the house. You have a fat stack on the house. Alright, so at 70 a minute, I just dished out 800 of those. That's like 12 minutes of pure production. I could sloop the foundry when I make it in order to bring those up to speed. Let's see if that solves the problem, if it was actually something else. Alright, well, they're coming really close. 678, 675, 688, 700. Yay. 700 up there. Hey, 700 down here. So now that's going to make the steel beams back. Well, no, I don't think they're going to back up that much. Maybe a little bit. Let's go look at that distribution, see if they're backing up, because we're getting really close to 100% on everything. And what we need, yeah. It's not going to back up, actually. It's the fuller ones that I needed to seed, not the slower ones, in order to solve the problem, you know? And we're at 10 a minute. We're at 10 heavy modular frames a minute. Yay. All we had to do was seed that sucker with... Did I turn off my timer? I turned off my timer. I didn't get to see how well I seeded it, so that doesn't count. Another idea, I wonder how fast we could get up to full speed if I just cranked the production on this guy. Where am I going to get the extra 250 extra concrete from, though? I wonder if it makes sense for him to pull that. I wonder what would happen. I wonder if there's some way to set up a supplementary constructor. Let me take a look at that idea. Just a single constructor making beams by itself. To kind of, and there's a little space for it right here. I mean, I've never done anything like this before, and I've never heard of anybody doing anything like this before, so it might just be a really bad idea. Let's see. And get some steel from... Yep, these are my steel ingots, where they come in from, I guess. Or is that concrete? No, that's definitely steel. Okay, so steel goes up to that way from there. There's no extra outputs here. Scoot this down. I don't know where I'm going into, or I'm trying to get any love from it. Come out here? Maybe. In that case, I need to aim down, right? Okay, so autosave's cramping my stuff. Right when I had a flow going on. Autosave, and I'm here to fuck with your flow, bro. Is that not an acceptable route? What if... Also not an acceptable route. Can I nudge? Can I? Can't nudge forward though, I can only nudge side to side. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so straight doesn't work. Curve works. And I've got some steel ingots to my manufacturer. Steel beams. I was thinking about those aluminum beams. We don't have any aluminum in this factory. It would be a pain in the ass to gather them. There we go. Maybe okay, so this wants 60 ingots for 15. I think I can maybe get 80 ingots in here max. That's not very big improvement. Let's see if we can get 90. Wonder if overproducing the steel beams is going to give us any appreciable difference though. See you. We are now, shit, where were these going to? I just deleted it without really looking. There's got to be one empty one over here. Why can I not see it? Okay, it's on the third row. Did I just delete the wrong thing? Oh, it hooked up to there. Okay, now I get it. It was double. And you gonna get the carbon steel treatment. You, and you. Okay. And you get painted, you get painted. Mark II, Mark II. Oh, it feels so dumb to have all that trouble for a miserable couple of extras. Let's see what. We didn't time it before, did we? No, we did not. So perhaps, well, we're still well supplied on steel. Getting too little in, which means something's backed up. Wow, we're really close to 100% now. All right. So if we really want to solve this problem quickly, we could just temporarily sloop it when we build it and then take the sloops out later, but I mean that's kind of a cheap out solution that I don't condone. Not that I won't do it if I have to, but we can solve our problems without alien technology. We're much better off. I don't know why. Well, because sloops are limited and we might need them somewhere else. With that kind of mentality, end up a game with a full bucket of sloops. And of course, that never really happens, though. You always find something to do with them out of desperation. Okay, so that's built. Timer started. Power connection made. Wow, we're getting almost 700 steel in there. Very nice. It's exactly what we need. Saturate that early. That constructor might be kicking ass. We don't even know. We might be seeing steel beams by the time we even finish printing the thing. It's pretty much done printing. Right about the 100-minute and 20-second mark, just like clockwork. The lights should come on right now. Yeah, and I think it literally is clockwork if you think about it. Oh yeah, and we've already got steel beams popping up from that constructor super early in the game. Not even our main dude yet, and he's already slapping some stuff out like that. Yeah, I just realized I probably have a lot of Mark 1 routings left over for this thing. That brings in the screws a little earlier. It brings in the screws quite a bit earlier. Well, if we have any Mark 1 on that, we should find out soon because the screws are ramping so much faster. So much faster. Wow. Yeah, that constructor made all the difference in the world. Overproducing is definitely a solution for earlier load balancing. Four minutes and 20 seconds. I'm still not seeing any. Ooh, there come the modular frames. Well, whatever that problem was, it's solved now. Oh, hoping we didn't create any new problems. 6.5 minutes. We'll know we're making our first heavy modular frame when these move. There we go. We're making our first modular frame at 6.5 minutes. Much better. We took a whole minute off of that by adding a constructor. But that constructor does not seem to be outputting what it was intended to output. So let's figure out what's wrong with that. Classic boner. Mark II. So at 6.5 minutes, we had our first modular frame. A lot of Discord spam. I wonder, is that spam or is it real? I have a feeling it's spam because it's just a bot that doesn't make any comments. Okay, Mark II, and let's paint you so it's official. Oh, that's Mark I too. Ooh, no, it's not going to work. Definitely need Mark II over here. Crazy. Anyway, that little tiny bit helped a ton, but I wonder what's going to change now that it's actually moving at the proper speed. Can't wait till we get the functional stage taken care of and get to beautification. All right, rat race, go away, and timer reset. I still have these stray pieces that appear. I need to take a look at that. I think I have two belts in the same place, maybe. Okay, so blueprints, HMF. That's correct, right? Oh, no, it's not facing the right direction. No wonder it looks wrong. Oh, okay, and timer starts while it waits to acknowledge my click. And I put the build gun away. So that I can move. And then I hook up the power. Just to make sure my timer results are consistent every time. And there we go. So steel ingots are off to the races at a breakneck speed. About 40 more seconds, this will be printed, and we should already have some steel beams on the line to be processed into screws. get me. Okay, it's rolling. And as expected, it's sending steel down the line, but still more slowly than I hoped. What are you doing? Oh, you're making 22 a minute. 22? So anemic. And no wonder everybody likes the other recipe better. So at 2.5 minutes, screws are definitely coming in hard. They seem pretty well supplied. I guess the next thing to show up on the scene is the encased concrete thingies. There goes some. No, that's not one. They'll be creeping. There we go. There's some of those. And it's a matter of when the modular frames show up. Last time they showed up at about 4.5 minutes, I think. Here we go. Reinforced iron plates, encased industrial beams, and we're just waiting on modular frames now. We should be seeing them in about 10 seconds. Come on, modular frames. Don't make me be wrong. There we are. 438. 438, the first ones appeared below. And came, oh wait, no, I had not seen them. They were already on the scene. The clock is running. Okay, so last time at 6.5 minutes, we saw those two stalled screw lines start moving again, which means that heavy modular frames are being produced. And you see that again. We're at 5 minutes, 10 seconds. We will need to have produced 10. Yeah, we've got our 10. I think we may have shaved a full minute off of it this time because I don't see how those modular frames could take any longer to get that going. It's 5.5 minutes now. Why is it taking so long? There we go. There we go. Before the 6-minute mark, 5:55, we started making our first heavy modular frame. That takes about 12 seconds, and it'll take about a minute for it to show up here up top. All right, so let's see how long it takes us to ramp to 10 per minute. And we might be able to start the beautification phase on this factory. I'm going to go get something to put in my stomach so I don't feel like I'm angry and hungry. And it's probably going to be granola because I want to get back to this ASAP. Wow, it takes like 2 minutes for the first modular frame to show up here, or is it more? Oh, that ain't even coming up that way yet. No. Messing around over here on the slow boat trip. There y'all are. And here comes the very first one, right around the 8-minute mark. It hits the roof, although it's been in existence for a full 2 minutes now. Probably going to take another 5 or 10 minutes to get out of the actual factory. All right, so I'll be right back while this continues to ramp and see what it's going to do or what. Still at 4 a minute, huh? All right, let's see what things look like after I grab some breakfast. Here we go. And we're at 10 a minute. And it's been, wow. Awesome. Overproducing the steel beams fixed it. Everything's flowing perfectly. I guess we can, functionality wise, we can stick a fork in this one. I'm going to disable my camera while I eat because it looks stupid. That kills my microphone though. How about I just put the burrito underneath the game capture so you can't see it. All right. All right, so oh man, I can't believe how well it's working though. I'm still grooving on it, and I don't even feel like it's perfect, but it's still really good. Those extra 20 some steel beams just changed so much. I wonder how's everything backing up now. Real nice. Yeah, everybody's backing up much faster because it's like extra, you know. It's kind of like a similar to the way finances work. A little bit of extra money is a huge lifestyle change because you can't really enjoy money until you get out from under your nut, right? You gotta get your rent and bills and all that basic stuff taken care of before the money actually does you any good. Oh, wow. You guys are very close to 100%, but the encased industrial beams are actually slowing them down now, which is not something I expected. Because those have always been rock steady, but now it seems like they're literally the holdup. So why are they not producing at the correct speed? Rooftop says we have 30. No, we have 25. What's wrong? 24. We're underproducing. No! Something broke. All right, what's going on with you guys? What is your problem? What is your major malfunction? You. Okay, that's a concrete problem. This group needs 150 concrete. And they are getting what? 135, 130. Why so little? You have less than you're supposed to have. 384 is what we're supposed to have. What do we got? Are we just not splitting off the right amount? Yeah, 384 is what we got. You guys are getting what you need. Okay, so 384. Hey, silly goose, what's up? Divided by 3 is 128. And that's kind of what I'm getting, but I need 150. How can I get... So is it extra backing up somewhere and it's going to correct? Where are you going? These are 500 stacks. It's going to take a really long time to back up. I don't think we can do the overproduction trick like we did a minute ago. Ah, nice, silly goose. Well, I'm not smoking a cigar because they don't let you smoke on Twitch or YouTube, so... But that was my last sip of coffee. And I duck into the bathroom to smoke every once in a while. Nah, not techie, huh? Well, sorry. This is called Satisfactory. Sorry, just having my breakfast. That's why I turned off my video camera. Which actually means I can smoke. Well, okay, so this is a factory building game where you try to build factories and connect them, and it's pretty complex. And I'm doing a fairly ambitious project with it. A lot of players of this game claim that you need to build a separate factory in every little location, and that putting everything together in one big main bus for delivery of raw materials is not going to work. But I have set out to prove them wrong. And this is something I've been working on for, I don't know, a year or more. It's gone through quite a few evolutionary phases. Oh yeah, silly goose? Tell me it then. If we want to. As long as we don't have like an antagonistic online relationship. Happens sometimes. Not a lot. Happens. Alright, so, and I just finished doing this heavy modular frame factory, but it's a lot of calculations. And the animations are just careful animations that simulate back-end calculations of quantities over time that are happening. So, I mean, since you're aware of my other channel, I'll just let you know This is something I do because it gets my mind completely off the other thing. This game has really deep problem-solving mechanics, and you have to like hold a lot in your mind, process a lot, and that makes it difficult to focus on problems. And I've learned a lot about life from playing this game, about doing things right at first because it's harder to fix messed up stuff, and getting stuff in place. My iron plates are underproducing, and I wonder if that represents a supply issue. Down here. Sorry, I'm pretty advanced at this game right now, so if you're jumping in right now, you won't understand much of what I'm doing. And I wonder, because I'm not even really playing the game properly. This is more of a research and development situation. What's going on with my iron plates over here? Why are you guys not? I thought I fixed you. Oh, you know what? No, okay. You're at 100%. You're at 100%. %, because the steel is not flowing. Am I hogging up too much steel, or you just have the wrong configuration? Oh, you're getting plenty of steel. It's your brother over here that isn't getting anything. And I'm stuck. How did I get stuck? There we go. It gets hard to navigate inside these factories once you build them too big. Got to find space to move around. All right, so you need 37. You're not getting them. How much is the full factory getting? We are getting a lot. In fact, we're overfilled, but for some reason, with that addition of that constructor, he's pulling more off the line. Then he should. Wait, okay, no. Mark 5 belts are feeding into this situation. Oh, okay. This is what's not getting enough steel. Mark 5, Mark 5. Okay, so this gets confusing. Ooh, I think, found the problem. That should do it. Now I need to go fix it in my blueprint so that the next time I make one of those, it isn't messed up. Man, the passion fruit was a scam, silly goose. I got, Karina took me for a ride. She lived off of me for many years, for a couple of years, with promises, and at one point, a friend came out to visit me, and he was like, "You realize this woman's never going to give you a dime no matter what, right? She's not. Just not wired like that. She's wired to take from the gringo, not give back." And when I looked at the situation, it was true. And I still gave it like another year after that with an eye on, am I getting taken for a ride? And I definitely was. I mean, the way Karina acted every minute Yeah, the huge titties that, we used to have some content on Pornhub together. I might put it back up just to piss her off. But she's been posting Facebook statuses with stuff like, I'm so proud of myself because nobody helped me do what I do. Man, that girl got like $50,000 from me that I worked very hard for, and so did my girls. And so for her to be saying that everything she has came from her own hand, I mean, I guess she considers scamming gringos the work of her fingers. I don't know. I guess that's independence. And if you think about it, it kind of is, because there's always another dumbass gringo. But it's not going to work out for her because she's all big and round now. She was chubby before. She's not chubby anymore. She's just fucking fat. Yeah, well, I supported a massive farm operation for 3 years. Never saw a dime from it. And never will. And I don't know if I want to get into all the legal shit of suing her, but she definitely, and I don't know if she has anything worth suing her for, because, $50,000 is a lot, but not when you try to live on $50,000 for 3 years. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be living very well, especially if you're running a business that's not making any money. Businesses have a unlimited potential for sucking cash out of your life. Just like they kind of have unlimited potential for putting cash in your life. Here we go. I think I've had enough breakfast that I can come back to the chat. But wait a minute. I'm going to go away. I'm going to pull my face away from you for a minute so I can smoke real quick. They don't like to see that on these platforms. Yeah, so that's the situation. All right, here we go. All right, let me switch it back so you can see me again now that I'm all smoked up and happy. Wait, above the, yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, so here I am, and this guy here, what did I just, oh man. I had just made a change, oh no, I did do the change in the factory, right? And I saved it. All right, so let me go over here and see if that actually fixed the problem. Let me check on are these still running? You are not running. Were you ever running? Oh. Why not? What are you not getting? You are not getting aluminum. My aluminum factory died again. I have this aluminum factory that keeps dying because, well, because I still need to work the bugs out of it. Anyway, here it is, and yep, jammed up. Is it getting everything it's supposed to get? Most likely, too much water and the water can't go anywhere. Yeah. Aluminum production, everybody but me has always had a problem with it in this game. And I've never had a problem with it until now, but also never made. There we go. Now it's flowing again because it produces water and consumes water. But it consumes slightly more than it produces. And in this game, having extra water is a problem. You have to do something with it. You can't just let it run out of the ground, like that. So you have to control the supply. And the supply of everything is dependent on the supply of something else. almost. You know, like there's raw materials that we pull out of the ground, ores and stuff, but then once we process them into things, we have to maintain a steady supply. So this is what I do when I don't have to deal with women. And it supports my working theory that women are not as complicated as people. Well, they are complicated, you know, but they're not illogical. You're just not looking at the right details the right way if you don't understand them. You know, and if you're thinking of them as women and not as people, then you're unlikely to come up with an accurate picture of their motivation, because they're just humans. And usually the key to not understanding is that they don't care as much or as little as you think. Usually if you don't understand women, it's because you're misreading their motivations. Okay, this still wants to be slow. What's wrong? You still have too much water. You don't know what to do with it. Maybe my pipes are not flowing optimally. I don't see how that could be possible. There's some kind of a top-bottom hierarchy that I'm not paying proper attention to. I'm probably going to have to repipe this whole thing to make sure I'm feeding everything from above, because when you feed stuff from below, it gets like, oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I bet if I dropped that pipe down, it would be deprioritized. Yeah, I always thought it would simplify my life a lot as well to be a male attracted butt. I know a lot of male attracted people, and their lives are not less complicated. Things are not easier for them than they are for us. Okay. They're the same. They have the same complications. Okay, so that's limited to 133. That's limited to 133. This guy is still, no. No, he's fine. But I think I'd feel better if he had a little bit less water. I want to flush about 45 cubic meters out of the system. And that seems about right. So I wonder how long. Woman robots ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna do it. And it's never going to be easy. It's always going to be complicated. And I'll tell you why. Because your relationship with women is always is like um, divinity, right? You know, I mean, whether you believe in God or not, humans always have felt the need to construct some kind of divinity that they can look to fill all the spaces that divinity fills. You know, and if you consider women, they're pretty much that because they're like these gatekeepers to eternity. You know, eternal life, offspring. They're the ones that decide whether your DNA gets to proceed to the next round, or whether they take a pass and find somebody better suited. You know, and they do this by instinctively evaluating your ability to create and provide for a viable offspring. You know, and all of that gets boiled down to emotional responses and physical attraction and stuff like that. But in the background, you know, that is that's the calculation that's going on. You know, am I going to have beautiful babies with this guy? Would it be whether they want to have kids or not? You know, whether they want consciously want to have kids or not. Their subconscious doesn't want to fuck with dudes that aren't going to make beautiful babies for them, and that aren't going to provide for those babies for them and provide for them. You know, and in many cases they may consider themselves babies themselves, whether consciously or otherwise. And it's the same. It's the same for men as well. We just, you know, we're looking at different things. We don't necessarily need a provider. Um, and if we do, we know we're probably not going to get one. Uh, but we're also looking for a vessel for viable offspring. You know, we're looking for eternal life. We're looking for divine acceptance that will allow us to create a legacy, right? Which in scientific reality is the closest thing to heaven and eternity that exists. And acceptance and validation by your social counterparts are the closest thing that and acceptance by the community are the closest thing to divine acceptance that exists in scientifically verifiable reality. So really, it's about God, man. It's about your relationship to God as, you know, manifest in your relationship to women and society in general. And oh yeah, silly goose, that is my well, that's my ongoing theory. Submission is a trap. Submission, that's how they get you. There's no submissive woman that just wants to be submissive all the time. You know, it's always manipulation. Um, Even if you're one of those big meathead guys that's just always beating on chicks and stuff, and you somehow in a position you can get away with it, like you're a cop or an Arab sheik or something like that, and you can just slap bitches around and nobody can do anything about it. They're still going to outsmart you. You know, they're still going to outsmart you. There's no Lilith does not submit. That's her whole thing. But she acts like it when she's trying to draw you in. Um, all submissive girlfriends are domineering wives. That's how, you know, that's how you know. That's the trap. As soon as, you know, you think you got this submissive girl, the plans are in place, they got you locked in, they're immediately going to start looking for reasons that they don't need to respect you. You know, things that you fucked up, things that, you know, people don't like about you, they'll start listing them and throwing them in your face. And they're going to be less submissive from then on because the whole submissive thing in a relationship is, you know, it's about respect and kind of consciously giving yourself over to somebody's will because you deem that they deserve that and they can do the right things with it. And once you determine that they cannot, then there's no more submissiveness. You know, it's like why you're not gonna submit to the will of sexually or otherwise. You're not gonna submit to the will of someone. Yeah, comparing you to other husbands, exactly. Um, you can't submit to the will of somebody that you don't respect. You know, if your esteem for them is not high enough, then you're just going to groan about everything that they want you to do. You know, and not just sexually. You know, if it's your boss, if it's you know, say you're a younger person and it's an older family member that you kind of have to listen to. Um, if you happen to know that they're a secret pervert or a son of a bitch or just an asshole or stupid, you know, then you know, screw it, man. You're gonna find ways to avoid that person and not have to do what they say because it's just gonna. There isn't any joy in carrying out their directives, you know. So yeah, I mean, look at people with submissive women. A lot of them are deluded. Um, some of them are just, you know, they got that girl terrified. But the vast majority are just being manipulated. You know, they think they've got this submissive girl, and it's a distraction. She's, you know, oh, look how I'll do anything you want, you know, and then she's got the other hand in your wallet. All right, so aluminum is back online, but I feel like we still got a problem. Why? Why do I feel like we still have a problem? No, we don't have water building up, and that's good. I guess 0 is what we shoot for there. I don't know. All right, so it is 8:23. I'm going to forget that. And yes, all our factories that needed aluminum are back online. This one is 100% dependent on that one because that one produces 600 aluminum at peak, and that one needs 235. I think, don't I have another one that needs 600 somewhere, which means I'm going to have to put, no I don't, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so you guys are working. Well, you're obviously working or we'd be out of power. Why are you not working? What are you not getting? Oh, you need aluminum too? Well, there's aluminum again. Why aren't you doing anything? Where's the aluminum? Okay, back to troubleshooting. Why are you getting aluminum then? Oh, because it's coming the other way. It's coming the other way and you're taking it all. Excuse me. Getting a little confused here in my giant creation. Okay, so aluminum should be coming from... All right, Silly Goose, I appreciate you, man. Good talking, by the way. All right, why is this empty? Why is there nothing? Okay. Okay, I need to go look at the outside. I can't scoot through that. I didn't do anything. Okay, now of course I have no idea which way I'm looking. Okay, I needed to prove that aluminum is heading west, and it is down these stairs. Yes, it is indeed heading west, and the quantity is only 445, 450. What the fuck is wrong with this aluminum factory? You were doing so well, buddy. We made so many beautiful crystal oscillators together. And now you want to act like we ain't even nothing. All right. Okay, you're at 100%. You're at luminous solution not coming in. Wine, water. We're short on water? The fuck, really? Did I leach out too much water? Thing is, every time we go under 100% production, it brings more water into the system because so it should balance. It should balance, but when? All right, so we solved our heavy modular frame problem. Hopefully, we keep an eye on this aluminum situation. We need to I'm going to take a break now. I'm getting close to the 2-hour mark. And let's see if this save this game again with a note to myself. Why, you know, aluminum. Wait, aluminum. All right, and I'm going to end this broadcast. I'll be back with you guys in the afternoon. Thank you all.